Are we going to get started already or what?
Yeah. Hello, folks. While we will be getting a guest a little later in the show, welcome to the MegaMets Podcast. Tonight, we predict the big one in the WWE WrestleMania weekend, nights 1 and 2. The
Night
locale,
1 begins tomorrow night. Night 2 on Sunday on Easter.
Allegiant Stadium from in the City of Sin. So let's roll the dice, hit the slot, hit the craps tables, spin the wheel, and spin the slots.
It all comes down to luck. Let's begin.
We'll start with Rey Mysterio versus, oh God, why is this even needed? El Grande Americano, who we all know is fucking Chad Gable with a steel plate loaded in the mask.
WWE loves to put these guys in stupid gimmicks. If it were me, I'd reject it in an instant. I don't like that.
Especially when it's a diss to lucha culture.
Especially since lucha culture can be fun to watch.
That's right. That's the truth.
I'll put my vote on Rey Mysterio, since he's the only one who can get it done.
Yeah, and
he's still got it at his age.
Yeah, and the sooner that mask comes off, the sooner we can put an end to this bullshit El Grande Americano gimmick.
I wonder whose idea was it. Was it Hunter who came up with this stupid idea?
Could have been him, could have been Dominic, could have been Nick Khan. I don't know.
That's what I hate about it. Anyway, who's next on the list? Oh, right. One-on-one match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
I'm going to be blunt. When Cargill got attacked before Survivor Series, I thought it was Bayley because getting rid of Cargill was our only way to get into the match.
Uh-huh.
But Michael proved me wrong when he and I sat on the Elimination Chamber and Cargill attacked Naomi, and then the next night, a couple of nights later on Raw, SmackDown, Naomi admitted to committing the crime. Mostly because she felt jealous over the fact that, once again, Jade's rival overshadowed Bianca over her, and Bianca and Jade instantly clicked as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get that. There's no justification to basically stabbing someone like Bianca like that in the back.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be making the vote for this one? Jade or Naomi?
My heart wants Jade, but my head is saying Naomi.
I'm picking Naomi because I'm just going to get straight to the point.
Yeah. War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team titles. I mean, the New Day heel turn has been heads or tails for me. On the one hand, yes, they needed it because the face gimmick had gotten stale. Karrion Kross
it got stale for way too long. Not that it's a bad thing because these guys were pretty good in their own right. Still,
as I was saying, and Karrion Kross getting into Woods' ear, you could tell that eventually the cracks were forming until eventually on the 10-year anniversary of the New Day when they brought Big E into the ring, they snapped on him and basically kicked him out, which led to a chorus of boos. And for the last several months, we've been hearing chants of New Day sucks. They've been getting booed even worse than Dominic Mysterio, which is an achievement if you can believe it. You know what I mean? And while some say New Day sucks, I say New Day fucks.
Yeah.
However, I'm giving this one to the New Day.
I'm probably giving it to the New Day because, yeah. I'll just say I think they might be ready for one more round as champions because they've already broke the record. What else can you do? And Big E is still out with injuries.
And we don't even know if he'll ever come back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, next up on the list for the U.S. title, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
For the U.S. title, yeah.
Title, that's what I said.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a no-brainer for me. They're gonna elevate. So Jacob has been getting a little fed up with Solo and Thomas sticking their noses where it don't need to be. They're getting ready to break up Bloodline 2.0. Fatu's turning babyface, but let's give him a little more time as a heel. But let's make him a monster heel champion. He's getting the U.S. title tomorrow night.
That would work better.
And now one of the matches everyone did not want. I mean, it was the most predictable outcome given the Royal Rumble, but we still fucking hate it. For the women, WWE's Women's Championship, Tiffany Straton defends against Charlotte Flair. God fucking damn this whore. And I'm referring to Charlotte, not Tiffy.
I have to agree.
Speak of the devil. And here he is, our guest for tonight from the Jetstream, Murdog.
What's up, little brother? What's up, Mega? Nice to meet you, brother.
Who has her?
Let's
only hope the 2025 season don't end any bad for the Jets, because I feel bad for Jets fans. Jets fans have to endure a lot.
Just to bring Murdog up to speed, we've already done the Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. We both picked Mysterio. Who do you got?
Let's go here. All right, I wrote them all down for you. Mega, I'll switch it to the Yankees since they are 27-time champions.
Let's just hope the Yankees don't screw this up this season. They've already had way too many chances. So let me see what they're doing so far.
They're 12-7.
Yeah, they're 12-7 for this season. Don't screw it up, Yanks, because if you do, I'm gonna get mad.
Matt, you started with Cargill and Naomi?
No, we started with Mysterio versus Grande Americano.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Mysterio wins. There's 100% chance. 100% chance Gable's mask gets ripped off. 100%.
Yeah. I even told Murdog this, and I'm sure you agree with me on this one, Jose. This is about as stupid as back in late 1998 when Vince basically forced Owen Hart to try to revive his Blue Blazer character.
Because here's the problem. If Vince was any other human being, he would have just let Owen Hart go. He would have let Owen Hart go to be with his brother, but deep down, Vince did not want to do that. So he had Owen Hart stay for a while. And then he added him in the Blue Blazer gimmick because WWE didn't know what the fuck were they doing.
And then we all know
what happened. And that led to that incident. God rest his soul.
And all because Vince used a stupid, flimsy clip that's not meant for human weight support.
Because, yeah. Unfortunately, if anything, Vince is still responsible for what happened.
I don't blame Martha for bearing that grudge, but sooner or later she's got to let it go.
Yeah.
We picked.
Yeah, man. Tragedy, bro. Tragedy.
We both picked Naomi over Cargill. Where do you go with that one, Murdog?
I'm going Cargill over Naomi.
Okay.
I think it's hard to see Cargill lose. They've been trying to push her from the beginning. They made a big deal about her. She obviously needs a lot of work in the ring. She botches a lot of things, but they still want her to be the attraction. So I can't see her really losing. You never know with them, right? But if I had to bet, I'm going Cargill.
Okay. Tag title match. We picked the New Day over the War Raiders. Where do you go?
Yep. New Day wins. Not much interest or intrigue. WWE is pushing the New Day, the heel angle, so it's better for them to hold the titles.
Yeah, it would be better for them.
And we picked Jacob Fatu over LA Knight for the U.S. title. Do you agree with that or not?
Yes, okay. I got Jacob winning, and I think Jacob winning will then set up LA Knight to go after the Intercontinental title.
Either that or it sets up Jacob Fatu eventually turning babyface because he's getting sick of Solo sticking his nose where it doesn't need to be.
Sure. But as far as LA Knight, where he goes, I could see him going for the IC title.
True. We're now on.
Because they will be switching. What's that?
We're now on Tiffany Straton against Charlotte Flair. I hate this match because if the Rumble was any tell, this is any tell. Charlotte's leaving with that damn 15th World Women's title, and we're sick of it. I mean, Pete, they tried to push her as a babyface when she came back at the Rumble, but WWE fans are smarter than this. But the fan base outside of the bubble are smart enough. They know how much of a horrible person Charlotte is both in and out of the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, she's always been a pile of crap.
I mean, and heck, I've even come across her father. I even ran across her father recently. And the years have not been kind to Slick Rick.
Did you have a woo off?
No, but his handlers wouldn't let me get anywhere near him. He was in a chicken wing bar in Winston-Salem at WrestleCade.
Okay.
I'm taking Charlotte to win.
You got Charlotte to win?
Yep.
Okay. Mega?
Charlotte Flair. I'm not a fan of her. I'm having Tiffany retain.
You think it's still Tippy time?
Yeah. I don't want Charlotte that title any more than anyone else.
Fair point.
I gotta agree with Mega. I got Tiffy winning. To build up Tiffany's stature, beating Charlotte, especially at WrestleMania, seems likely. To legitimize her title run. And the fans are way down on Charlotte. And the WWE completely botched her return. They could have done it in such a different way.
But we all know the WWE. If Nick Khan or Trips or anything like Vince, they're going to force Charlotte down our throats as champion.
Well, they have already. I don't think this one they're going to do it.
Well, there's another reason. If Cena does win on Sunday night, they'll try to push her to the moon to get her to 18 world titles.
She's got a long way to go, though. There's plenty of time for her to do that. It's not like they have to do it right now.
I know.
She'll get there eventually.
Main event. For the world title. World heavyweight title next. Gunther defends against main event Jey Uso. Granted, to be fair, this is like the 9th time in the last 20 years that the Royal Rumble winner does not headline WrestleMania.
That's a first.
Actually, it's a 9th. Go back. And this has been a pattern that's been going since 2006. 2006, Rey Mysterio wins the Royal Rumble. His match is bumped down. He bumped as a stop. As his triple threat with Orton and Angle for the world title in Chicago. Bumped down to like third to last in the card. Should have been second.
Vince McMahon legit had no faith in Rey, and that made me upset at the time.
Especially when you consider the match that followed after that was the damn Playboy lingerie pillow fight.
Which was stupid.
Mm-hmm. At that point, you only put Cena and Triple H in the main event as a damage control buffer. 2007, The Undertaker wins the Royal Rumble. You think he'd get the main event, but no, it's Cena versus Michaels. 2008 doesn't count. John Cena squandered it used it a month too early, so that doesn't count. 2010, Edge versus wins. He's not headlining WrestleMania against Jericho, even though that on paper is a main event caliber match.
Yeah.
2007 and 2012, Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus, respectively, are the open card with their title matches. 2017, Randy Orton wins his second Rumble. He's bumped down in a WWE title match to semi-status to make room for Roman Reigns against The Undertaker.
That match should never have happened.
Yep.
2018, Nakamura versus AJ Styles after Nakamura wins the Rumble. Bumped to a mid-card match for Roman versus Brock, one of the worst main events in the history of WrestleMania. It is rare when a match gets a "this is awful" chant. Is it not?
Yeah.
And it deserved it in spades. A year later, Seth Rollins pushed to open card against Brock Lesnar. Granted, in that match's defense, I understand why, because at that point, for a year and a half, for the bulk of it anyway, no one had been able to go more than 10 minutes with Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you feel, Mets.
Which pissed me off to no end and made me view Brock as a cancer that needs to be cut away. Never again to return. And as much as I don't like to say this, thank God for the recent scandal exposures that also list Brock as a party involved, so he'll never come back to the WWE or wrestling in general.
You never know.
And now this year, Jey Uso gets hit with this.
I know.
But you know what? They still need to pull the trigger on Jey getting to the top. Enough is enough with Gunther. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's been a great champion. But the problem is, he's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He's helped legitimize the title, which I'm grateful for. But we need someone who the fans can legitimately get behind, kind that they actually like. While we haven't heard Jey yeet for the better part of this stint, I think tomorrow night we're going to hear the yeet of all yeets.
Yes, indeed.
So, new world champion, main event Jey Uso. Yeet! Your thoughts, guys?
This will be an interesting one. As much as I want Jey Uso to win, I believe Gunther should just retain. Gunther should retain.
What about you, Murdog?
I hope Gunther retains, but I think they're going to give it to Jey. I don't like it because I don't see Jey as a world champion. But they've done this before, right? They've done it with Kofi Mania. They did it with the Yes Movement and Daniel Bryan.
They did it with Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
So actually, people wanted that.
This is right up the playbook.
Story.
This is classic WWE. They'll hold it for a little bit.
Of course it is classic WWE. No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, if the merchandise sales for Yeet are through the roof for the shirts and stuff, that's where they'll throw the title.
Now the main event for night one. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, triple threat. All this over a favor Heyman owed Punk in exchange for aiding Team OG Bloodline at War Games. Punk not only was to be put in the main event of WrestleMania, regardless if it was a title match or not, but the big caveat was the wise man would be in his corner, not Roman's.
Okay.
That threw me for a loop. Because I didn't get it. That was the favor? You want Heyman in your corner at WrestleMania?
Yes. I mean, you got anything on the match?
I don't know. I mean, we're seeing Roman go back to bully mode after finding this out. And Rollins is just sitting back and watching the show, picking his spots. As much as I want Punk to win to elevate himself and maybe get a title shot down the line, and Roman to climb back up to the ranks, why do I have this weird feeling Seth Rollins is going to pull another century heist and Heyman is the accomplice to the crime? I mean, I'm going to be blunt. Paul Heyman has that ghetto stench on him, i.e., he's a mercenary who values a meal ticket over friendships.
That's actually a good twist.
Is it also a good point?
Yeah, but I like your twist, even more, though. That's outside the box for sure. Mega, what do you got?
I don't know. I mean, we're seeing Roman go back to bully mode after finding this out. And Rollins is just sitting back and watching the show, picking his spots. As much as I want Punk to win to elevate himself and maybe get a title shot down the line, and Roman to climb back up to the ranks, why do I have this weird feeling Seth Rollins is going to pull another century heist and Heyman is the accomplice to the crime? I mean, I'm going to be blunt. Paul Heyman has that ghetto stench on him, i.e., he's a mercenary who values a meal ticket over friendships.
That's actually a good twist.
Jose?
Yeah.
What's your
This is tough because all these threes is going to be a one hell of a match for this triple threat. And with Paul Heyman, anything can happen. He could side with CM Punk or he could betray him and join with Roman Reigns.
I don't think he'll be going back to Reigns after what happened this past Monday on Raw.
Right.
I think CM Punk will probably win it.
I got Punk as well. I got Heyman will get involved and help Punk in some way. He'll either distract the ref before a pinfall, or he'll hit Roman himself, or hand something.
That's a possibility.
Roman out.
I'm going outside the box. I still say Heyman's more of a mercenary, and he's already run as far as he can go with both Punk and Heyman and Roman. It's time for a new meal ticket. I'm taking Rollins.
Yeah. It's going to come out that this was all. I think he's definitely turning on Roman and costing Roman the match. But it's going to come out like it was all part of the plan to set Roman up, because then you can go back to when Roman lost the title last year. Roman disappeared, left Paul Heyman defend for himself. The new bloodline put him through a table, so he was just waiting and biding his time to get back at him. So I got him, helping Punk. But you do bring up a very interesting point that everyone could see that maybe he's going to help Punk. But what if he's helping Rollins the whole time? That's an interesting one outside the box.
That's the truth.
Indeed.
Now we move on to Sunday, and we kick it off with AJ Styles against Logan Paul. I hate Logan. I've made that clear for years. After what he and Jake did in Japan 7 or 8 years ago on their little spring break bullshit, to where it's basically made Logan an outlaw in the land of the rising sun.
Yeah.
I mean, not as bad as the other guy who did it recently. But still, what AJ has gotten, like Woods, AJ's got cross in his ear. This is just to help continue his eventual return back to going to heel basics. I'm taking Logan Paul.
They should be taking Logan Paul.
What about you, Murdoch?
So it's just a one-on-one. I'm giving it to AJ.
Murdoch?
Yeah. This is a tough one. I want AJ to win, but I can see them letting Logan win to further trying to legitimize him. But I think I'm going to stick with my gut and go AJ, getting the win. He's just returning. I think it hurts AJ more to lose than Logan to win. I'm going to go with AJ, and I hope AJ wins.
Okay. Since a street fight, Drew McIntyre against Damian Priest. This goes back to the WrestleMania cash-in last year, and how Drew was essentially knocked out of the title hunt due to various amounts of screw-ups. And then he had to go into a feud with CM Punk. Now he's in a feud with Rollins. Then came the Royal Rumble, where they botched spots, and then the Elimination Chamber, where both cases where McIntyre got eliminated by Priest. How do you set this one up?
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't really see anything other than this being a bloodbath. Don't get me wrong. But, and I do view both men as brawlers, but from different backgrounds. I mean, McIntyre is more of a power game wrestler, and Priest has a bit of lucha to him. So how does this balance out? My pick is going to be Priest, but I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with the pick. What about you guys?
It's going to be Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in the Sin City Street fight. Oh, that's going to be bloody as hell.
Man, the WWE has really toned down the blood. I miss the gore.
Yeah, they should tone the blood down at least.
No, I mean, I miss the gore. Turn it back up with the blood.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I think I'll probably give it to Drew.
Murdoch?
Yeah, the War Dog.
I said Murdoch.
That's me. I'll go with McIntyre too. McIntyre gets the win. Priest already took the title off McIntyre when he cashed in. at last year's Mania, if the Punk attacked him, McIntyre gets his revenge.
Okay. For the women's tag titles, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defending against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. For me, no brainer. This is to set up Bayley turning heel. She caught me and going after the women's IC title again. I'm giving this to Liv and Raquel.
Oh, this might be interesting if she goes heel.
I got to agree. But don't be surprised if it's Lyra who turns heel.
I'd see more with Bayley. She's been getting pretty frustrated in recent weeks.
Yeah, no, that's probable, but it wouldn't surprise me because how many times have we seen Bayley turn heel? Couple?
Just once, or maybe
one major one. That's when she got rid of that, the smiley face things. But we've seen it already.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, at least if she turns heel here, she's got a reason. She's getting fed up. She can't beat Lyra. So what better way than to get that heel turn than by costing herself and Valkyria the tag titles?
Yep. I pretty much agree with that.
You could put the belts on them and eventually strain the relationship after a couple of months to where Liv and Raquel get the belts back. But that wouldn't make sense in the long run.
Well, you got to figure this. It really depends on what they have Liv Morgan doing in the title picture.
Yes, indeed. I think if Bayley's going to end up turning heel, I think it might set things up nicely. So I think I'll have the champs retain.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker defending against Finn Balor, Dirty Dom, and Penta Alzado Miedo.
Oh, man, this is going to get brutal.
Steiner math need not apply.
It's going to be absolutely brutal, I swear.
Trust me, if Braun tried to pull his uncle's famous Steiner math promo that he pulled at Sacrifice back in 2008, at the presser this afternoon, I'm going to laugh my damn head off.
Figures you would.
Do you know how infamously bad that promo is, partner?
Yeah. Very bad.
This one sets up. It's hard to pick this one. I'd love to see Penta get it. If they take it off Breaker, that opens up Breaker to go after the heavyweight title at some point soon.
Sure, I mean, between both his reigns, I think he's taken the IC title as far as he can go with it.
Well, it depends. I could easily see him retaining, but the fact that you have two Judgment Day guys in this match, it's going to go bad for that group. Like, I could see Dom turning on Finn and costing Finn the title. Finn will have the opportunity to win, and I could see Dom screwing him over somehow. And the last person I want to see win is Dom. Anybody else I'm happy with in that match. I'd love to see Penta get it. But Braun probably retains.
Mega, where's your vote?
My vote between this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is going to get brutal.
I mean, we all know we don't
I'm probably going to pick. After I'm picking Penta.
Yeah, because we all know we don't want that sorry two-timing son of a bitch, Dirty Dom, winning it. I'm going Penta as well.
Yeah, I mean, what if Liv and Raquel come down and screw Finn out of it, and Dom gets the pin? They could try to set that up, but I think this could be the beginning of the end of Finn and the Judgment Day.
Next up is a match that's not on this card, but we should be getting an answer. Randy Orton against who? Originally, he was supposed to face Kevin Owens, but he's going to be out for the next 11 to 14 months due to neck surgery. From the damage he suffered during the unsanctioned match last month against Sammy at the Elimination Chamber. Most people have it narrowed down to three individuals: Rusev, Aleister Black, and Jeff Cobb. The latter of whom is actually leaving New Japan after tonight's event in Korakuen Hall.
Yep.
Let me ask you a quick question. What happened to Sami Zayn?
Too many similar injuries that Kevin suffered, but worse.
Okay, so it's injury related. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Mega, who do you got?
I could see Cobb coming, but it's a bit too short notice. And most people in the WWE sphere wouldn't know who he is.
I agree.
That's true. The only answer for me, bro, it's got to be Aleister Black and nobody. Nobody cares to see Rusev. It'll be a waste. Aleister Black, everyone was mad he got released. Nobody wanted him gone. They wanted him to get pushed. I know I did, and then they released him. That was a big mistake, but
because Vince was an idiot who didn't know what he had in the man.
Well, he also released Bray Wyatt, so I hope it's Aleister Black. He will have the same pop as the Hardy Boys got when they returned. That's what needs to happen. And like when Cody came back to face Seth, it has to be Aleister Black. Anything less is a travesty.
Agreed.
And he wins.
Same here. Granted, I actually had, when this match was originally announced as Owens versus Orton, I had it as a number one contenders match, winner going to Backlash to face whoever the champion was, and had Orton winning.
Okay.
Mostly because where's Backlash going to be this year on May 10th? In Orton's backyard, St. Louis.
Well, he's been there over 20 years. I don't know if that matters to him anymore. Where they're at.
I'll go Black as well for the opposition.
Yeah, pretty fair.
But I'm going to have Orton win.
Okay. If it's Black, Black's winning.
No doubt about that.
Okay. Now let's get to the triple threat for the women's world title. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. I mean, they've been showing subtle hints they're also turning Belair heel, given how she basically screwed Rhea out of retaining the women's title against Sky the Monday after the Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And then screwed her again with a double DQ finish weeks later, or where she was the guest ref. So much so that Rhea basically had to be shoehorned into the match. As much as I want to see Mommy retain the belt again, regain the belt, it's getting a little spin. It's spinning the wheels, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, WWE has to be careful of like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair fatigue. It's just like they have Charlotte Flair fatigue. You know what I mean? Like, all right, enough. Let somebody else. Now, Io's been a champion before, but Bianca and Rhea have both won at WrestleMania, main women events. So I think this time Io retains, and it allows Bianca and Ripley to continue their feud one-on-one, and somebody else starts challenging Io moving down the line.
Especially when you consider the way Io's portrayed in this feud as a background element. I mean, she has to win this mostly just to get Rhea and Belair out of the picture.
Indeed.
Finally, the main event. After 378 days, does Cody Rhodes' run as the top dog finally come to an end when he faces the man many call the GOAT? The man who stabbed the WWE Universe in the back. The man who sold his soul to the devil, John Cena.
And the thing is, how it was done was very well handled. That's not lie. His heel turn has been very good.
Yeah, I just never expected John to take a giving tree stance with his character.
Yeah, but knowing him, he wants to at least do this before he retires. Because 2025 is going to be his last year.
Yeah, and anyone who remembers the video I posted after John turned heel, where I basically told him he could go fuck himself for selling his soul to the devil not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times to 3 different devils. To Vince, to the Chinese, and to The Rock.
Yeah. Figures.
I even told John in that video, which I then sent over to WWE senior official Charles Robinson, mostly because I've run into him a lot frequently at horror conventions or when he shows up for the Saturday auctions.
Mm-hmm.
And basically told him to show that video to John whenever he ran into him again. But the point is, John could have. It's on John for keeping that dumb persona up for as long as he did. He could have told Vince no. And he refused to do it.
Yeah, I got Cena winning this. It's his last year. There's not many opportunities. Cody will eventually get it back. But just for Cena to break the record at WrestleMania, it's probably the best place for him to win it historically. I could even see a situation where Cody wins and then like The Rock comes out and in a board of directors executive manner somehow restarts the match to where Cena gets to beat him. I could see some fuckery going on there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the night, I think Cena, however it happens, Cena walks out with the title and the record, and Cody gets it back on the line.
But I want one thing to be averted. But I want this heel turn to be handled better than how Austin's was handled when he was a heel champion. Do not turn him into the following. One, do not do any of the following. One, do not bloat the show with too many Cena backstage segments. Two, don't turn him into the stereotypical coward. And three, don't turn him into a fucking corporate and the overbearing example of a corporate lapdog who reduces himself to a joke.
Gotcha.
That's what happened with Austin, and I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Mets, I got to take off. I got to stop by somewhere else before my stream. The Yankee game starts in 25 minutes.
Have fun.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. Mega, it's nice to meet you, brother.
And that's it for tonight's episode of the MegaMets.
Everybody in the chat, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Mets. Hit that subscribe button.
Comment, like, share, and subscribe to all three of our channels.
Hell yeah. Boys, it's been fun. Mets, I'll probably see you later.
All right.
Later, guys.
Later.
And as for when we'll be back on, next on our docket, we do predictions for Wrestling Duntaku. We got the card early, so you want to do it on Monday night?
Yeah.
And then after that, Pro Wrestling Noah's Grand Voyage, which we also got the card early. That'll be Wednesday at 8. And then Friday night at 7, next Friday at 7, we do our predictions for TNA Rebellion.
This will be interesting.
Comment, like, share, and subscribe not just to my and Mega's channel, but also the Murdogs. We are the MegaMets Podcast, so goodbye and good fucking night. Bang.
Bang.
See you Monday.
See you Monday, indeed.